to today's edition of Blue Streak Spotlight. I'm Art Antram. Joining me here today is Corey Shontz of the men's basketball team. Corey, thanks so much for joining us here
Thanks
today.
for having me, Art. I appreciate it.
Well, the first question we've got here for you, since finishing up the season with 2 of your last 4 games against some really high-powered offenses, what do you guys need to do to position yourself for that top spot in the OAC?
Right now, since we've been working our way back into the top of OAC, we've really been just banking on the other teams. We have to play our game and just hope that the other teams can do their spot and lose their games, just like Wilmington, which gave us the first name spot. And now we have our last 4 games. They're really crucial for us to host the OAC tournament because it's going to be hard to go to Wilmington and win the OAC tournament on the road. So
sure. Plus, all the John Carroll faithful want to see you guys play at home.
Exactly. Our fans are amazing. So especially when the football players come in 2 minutes after the tip-off, and it's just crazy.
Sure. Well, second question: has there been any added pressure on yourself or the team coming into the season, preseason ranked number 2 in the nation? Was there any added pressure from people, outside voices for you guys?
I'm glad you said outside voices because our team really don't look at the standings. I mean, sure, we know we're number 2 and that's a big thing, but we don't like to we're better than everybody because we know last year that wasn't the case. We were the ones creeping from 7th in the OAC to try to be number 1, and now that all the other teams, we have a bullseye on our back. So instead of us looking at us, we're better than you, it's like, okay, now we got to work even harder because they're thinking, we can get in the spotlight by beating the number 2 team in the country.
Sure.
And that's what happened mid to the season. We just kind of got stagnant and just leveled off. So.
Gotcha. Well, it's good to hear that you guys are hungry at this point.
Oh, yeah. We're really hungry.
Well, last week you were the OAC Player of the Week. I mean, what have you done over the last year? I mean, you're only a sophomore at this point. You've really tailored your game into being a scorer, and you have a good assist-to-turnover ratio. Yeah. What have you done over the last year?
I think it's just more confidence. When you're a freshman coming into the OAC, you're not really expected to do much, so you kind of just do your job on the team. And now that Zajac is a senior, I'm looked at as more to step up. Because next year I'm going to be the starting point guard, so it's going to be. So I worked out a lot of the off season, and I really just rely on my big man, my teammates. Matt Crozier does a really good job finishing when I pass it to him. So
sure. Well, it does help to have a couple big guys in the box to complete your passes.
Instead of me just having to do it, I can just dish it off. So it makes it a lot easier.
Sure, no doubt. Well, in your opinion, is there something about Coach Moran's coaching style that really leads to such success year in and year out here for the Blue Streaks?
I know personally last year when we got all of our 8 or 9 freshmen that he recruited, that was a big deal because now that we can do the 5-in, 5-out like a hockey rotation kind of thing, and it really drags on the other OAC teams who just play their 7 guys. As we're bringing in our, as you guys say, young and old group, our young group comes and just works them to death, just keeps running them, and then our old guys come in, they're fully energized while the other team's just like, all right, wow, we just got done guarding these guys, now we got to guard a fresh new batch, and I think it's more mental for the other teams. So.
Sure, that's a big reason why none of the Blue Streaks lead the league in minutes played.
Yeah.
Because you guys have those different waves.
We're pretty consistent, averaging 19 to 21, and we're fine with that. I mean, that's what it takes, and we're winning the OAC. We won last year. We made it to the Sweet 16, so we're hoping to keep going. So you must be doing something right.
Absolutely. I'm sure Coach Moran would agree with you on that one. Well, for our final question, you yourself and Chris Zajac, senior point guard of the team, have been real thieves on the defensive end, as the 2 of you combined for the highest percentage of steals per team in the league. I mean, what do you guys do on that regard?
I can't speak for Zage, but I know as for both of us, we really don't. I mean, we don't go out for steals. It's mostly on our press. We rely on our 2 and 3 men to really get up and just deny the ball and make them force turnovers, which it just happens to fall in the place of me and Zajac, who are in the same position.
Sure.
That the ball just happens to come to us. So we really rely on the rest of our defense to force them into our area. So, I mean, it's kind of like we're stealing their steals. So
okay, sure.
Mike Hartnett will work really hard to get them to me, and I'll just come up with a steal, and
okay, well,
I get the stat for it. So
that's a good team player coming up with that one. I see where you're going with that one. Well, I appreciate that. I'm sure Mike does too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Corey, thank you so much for joining us here on Blue Streak Spotlight. And catch us next time, as we'll have plenty more action of the Blue Streaks on Blue Streak Spotlight.